It's Wednesday, December the 4th, and I'm David Song, currency analyst with Daily FX, here to go over a few things to watch for the key European Central Bank interest rate decision that we have on tap for tomorrow. So let's just jump straight into things. I think it's very interesting that we are seeing the euro dollar preserve this sort of price action, namely this upward trend that we've been watching, or that was carried over from the previous month, continues to take shape despite all these headlines, all these news factors that we're considering for the European Central Bank tomorrow. So what do we already know for the ECB? Well, they're looking at more non-standard measures in terms of negative deposit rates, maybe another long-term refinancing operation, or maybe even outright QE. So a lot of that surprise is really removed for this interest rate decision. At the same time, it looks as though, given the softness that we've been seeing in price growth, along with the ongoing weakness in the real economy, most market participants, and maybe it's already getting priced in, is everyone's looking for a rather dovish tone from the ECB tomorrow. So we'll see how that takes shape. But for the most part, guys, some risk that I could see that could really press down on the euro is if we do see ECB President Mario Draghi lay out maybe a little bit more of a detailed schedule in terms of how their easing cycle will look in 2014, especially as they weigh a lot of these additional measures for the economy next year. So with that in mind, guys, again, we might see a lot of these bullish trends really start to unravel over the next 24 and maybe going into the end of the week, as we still have some key data prints, namely non-farm payrolls that we'll have to watch on Friday. But with that said, guys, some upside risk that I could see, maybe we won't get any commentary, maybe we won't even see any sort of dovishness from the ECB, as it looks as though they're going to preserve at least this wait and see approach going into 2014. So on that, guys, I think the policy statement is going to be the real clue and the real catalyst to watch. As far as that 7:45 Eastern print, we'll see what happens during that time. I really don't think we could get a rate cut this time around, so might see a lot of choppiness around that time and just before we get that press conference with Mr. Draghi. So we'll see that on tap. But for the most part, guys, I'll be looking at the euro pound. We've been discussing this trade a lot in Daily FX on demand. And for the most part, I still see a lot of this bear structure being preserved, so we'll see what takes shape, not only for the ECB, but for the Bank of England as well, who, of course, comes out just ahead of the ECB. So with that in mind, guys, largely, I'll be on Twitter. I'll be talking about a lot of things that I see with Mr. Draghi, but with that in mind, just remember, guys, we still have a lot more data that we're still waiting for. So just keep a prudent mentality, and ahead of that, guys, good luck on your trades. But I'll wrap it up here, and again, we'll see what we get from the ECB, but if we don't get any major surprises, especially in terms of the easing cycle, might be rather bullish for the euro. So I'll leave it at that, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.